Hi, I am Cardinal Dr. Elizabeth Samantha Rothschild, Judge, founder and pastor of the Annunciation Holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. This morning I was looking for a scripture. It was about the story where David went to his own property, where he's King David, and there was someone there, a Jebusite, and the Jebusite offered to burn a sacrifice to God for David. And that sounds like a noble thing, but that was David's threshing floor. That was his property. So what that means is that kind gesture, what seems like a kind gesture, should never have happened because the Jebusite had no business being there. God had told the children of Israel way back, before David was even king, to get rid of the Jebusites. And he told them exactly how to dispose of them. They didn't do it. And here it is, ages later. And a Jebusite is on David's threshing floor. That was his property. That's his threshing floor. He had no business being there. The Jebusite didn't. However, I couldn't find those scriptures. So the first one I found was 2 Samuel, 24th chapter, somewhere in the 18th verse. So the entire verse reads, "Withdraw your hand. The angel of the Lord was then at the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. When David saw the angel who was striking down the people, he said to the Lord, I am the one who has sinned and done wrong. These are but sheep. What have they done?" So the part that catches my attention is where it says, when David saw the angel who was striking down the people, he said to the Lord, I am the one who has sinned and done wrong. These are but sheep. Sounds to me like he was trying to pick a fight with the angel. David, as a leader, already knew that his army and his faithful subjects were to admire him in such a way that they are the ones that would give their lives for him, not he give his life for them. There were many. So what David was calling on himself was where the angel was striking people down. Now, just a little genealogical speculation here. I would reckon to say David was trying to be greater than his ancestor Jacob, because, of course, they had all heard about how Jacob wrestled with the angel all night long and basically walked away with a limp and a blessing. And David likely did not feel that the angel could strike him down. Let's look at the natural arrogance of a man. I'm speaking in tongues of men and angels. Okay, so then after that, I decided to go back and start looking for that scripture about the threshing floor. But the Lord took me to 1 Chronicles 21 and 28 through 29, and it reads, At that time when David saw that the Lord had answered him on the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite, he offered sacrifices there. The tabernacle of the Lord, which Moses had made in the desert, and the altar of burnt offering were at that time on the high place at Gibeon. If you've read the entire book, you'll know about the redundancy. But here, right before, the Lord spoke to the angel and he put his sword back in his sheath. So where David was picking a fight, he knew the angels would be held off of him by the Lord. Hmm. But that any man should brag, he could only boast about having sinned. Now listen to this. After that, verse 30. But David could not go before it to inquire of God because he was afraid of the sword of the angel of the Lord. Now God had already had the angel put his sword back in its sheath. And here it is, David was afraid of the sword. But he was just calling the sword down. Go figure. All right, thank you for joining me for this short study. Everyone have a great day.